Hello, I'm Zoe Charlesworth. I'm the Director of Policy and Operations at Policy and Practice, and I'm delighted to be providing a presentation at this year's CIPFA conference. The subject I'll be addressing is the viability of current council tax reduction schemes. At Policy and Practice, we have worked with local authorities to examine scheme design and to help them redesign schemes for many years. And in the past, these have usually been driven by either cost or by the need to support certain people in the community, often driven by other council policies such as the anti-poverty strategy. This is now changing, and there's various reasons for this change. Firstly, around the economic fallout of COVID-19, which has meant an accelerated move of people from legacy benefits to universal credits. And as local authorities often have different schemes for these two groups of people, the cost impacts and caseload impacts are going to change. Also, we're understanding much more about the demographics of people now coming on to council tax reduction. There's also central government, there's a cross-departmental look at the moment on the collection of public sector debts, and there's a lot more understanding of the impact of council tax reduction, arrears, poverty, collection rates, and obviously this feeds into this discussion around public sector debt. So as part of the presentation, I'll be presenting some of the research we've undertaken at Policy and Practice. Some of this has been for the Welsh Government, very interesting cross-Wales bit of research that looked at the impact of universal credit on council tax reduction in Wales. Also be looking at some of the work we've been doing around the correlations between collection rates and council tax reduction. I'll be joined by my colleague Megan McLean, who will be, she's a senior analyst at Policy and Practice, and she'll be looking at how we can use the local authorities' own data to provide assessment of impact of scheme design change, and to how we can look at the correlation between council tax reduction changes and your arrears data. So on top of that, we'll also be looking at how we're modelling future impact so that any design for next year or the year after for a council tax reduction scheme will take into account predictions around caseload change. This allows local authorities to have a greater idea of cost and actually who will be part of their caseload for the forthcoming years. So a lot to cover, all very interesting, and I hope you can join us. Thank you.